Good morning, my little monsters. I am so excited to see you. We're gonna get the stream started here in about 3 or 4 minutes, so stick around for that. You're not gonna want to miss it. We're kicking things off with Show and Tell Friday, my friends, and then we're gonna get into the instead of the Book of Unusual Knowledge today, we're doing the Encyclopedia Horrifica, which is like one of the coolest books. So fun. And we're gonna look at some fish with 3 minutes of fish. Lots of cool stuff going on today. Make sure to tell your friends, send the link to somebody, hop over to the live chat, say good morning when you get in here into the live chat, and don't forget you can text me about anything at 601-557-CAT1. Text me anytime. Questions, concerns, comments, curses. If you've got cute pictures of your cat, I want to see those too. All of it. 601-557-CAT1 is the number. We're gonna get going here in just a couple of minutes. Stick around. Alright, let's do it. Welcome to the Morning Meowncements! Morning Meowncements on the Nightcap with Nightcat YouTube channel. This is the morning live stream. It's the kitsch-minded morning show where we get you ready for the day. We've got such a great show for you coming up. I'm going to tell you all the hot gossip in the pop culture news so that you don't feel left behind when you get to work and school today. And then we're going to get into the Encyclopedia Horrifica to learn some fun facts about sea monsters. And before we get into any of that, though, it is Show and Tell Friday. Show and Tell is always my favorite part of school, and it's ridiculous as adults that we don't get to take all of our cool stuff to work and show it off to our friends and make them watch all of our weird cool stuff. So I thought I would keep doing it anyway with the Morning aMEOWncements. We're gonna hop on over to the Angela bag. This is Angela from 90 Day Fiancé. And these are things that I've found at like thrift stores, you know, in my travels as a toy collector, looking for stuff. This is cool stuff that I found. Let's get started with the singing croc. All right, so he actually, if you remember, and you've been watching for a second, he actually used to sit right on top of the fish tank there where the Weasley car is now. So he's moved to the living room. Do you remember the Billy Bass fish? Do we all remember Billy Bass? He was the fish that you put up on your wall like this, and you walk by, and there was a motion sensor, and he'd start singing, "Put me in the water," or whatever. Well, this is what he does. The thing is, though, and I don't know if you can tell just how loud it is on the other side of the microphone. It's the loudest toy ever made. No one can enjoy it. Like, you can't just go by and casually hit it. It's so loud, and the music goes on for like a full minute. So it's not an enjoyable toy at all. I'm thinking about just snipping the music box out of him so he just shakes his tail and bites at you when you push the button instead. And I don't know what sort of psychopath leaves the motion sensor on this thing. Were you trying to give everybody in the house a heart attack every 4 seconds? That's ridiculous. Don't do that. That's crusty. That's crusty. We don't like that. So he actually came in box. His name is Wisecroc, the singing crocodile, though I call him a gator. They're all gators to me. I know that there's a difference, and I know the difference. Everything's a gator to me. It's just easier that way. He was $2 in box, never opened at the DI. $2. Somebody gave up this horrible thing for $2. Can you imagine? Oh, he's so cute. All right. And then I gotta show you these. These are so ridiculous. So I actually got these a couple weeks ago, but we've had so much going on I haven't had a chance to show you. These are some of my more recent additions to the Harry Potter collection. There's a Hermione mug and a Harry Potter mug, okay? Now, here's the thing. Turns out they're a little terrifying. These are from when? 2000? The year 2000. So before the movie, this is pre-movie merch. That's why it's all the old artwork and stuff. But, I don't know. There's just something really off-putting. He looks like alternate reality Harry Potter, like the darkest timeline Harry Potter. He just looks like he's like, I planning on ruining your life. Also, definitely not something you drink out of. This is like, if you're gonna use it at all instead of just display, probably like a pencil holder or something. But it arrived from the shop goodwill.com. Gross at the bottom. So somebody used it, realized it was gonna be impossible to wash, and then gave it up to the Goodwill, I'm assuming. Now check this out. The glasses have fallen off. That's why I know you can't be washing this thing too much. Ugh. So he's pretty creepy. Then we got Hermione over here, who, by the way, I mean, Hermione and Ron look virtually nothing in the pre-movie art than they do in the movie. They don't look like them at all, but I still very much like this. I guess she kind of looks like Emma Watson a little bit. She certainly looks more like Emma Watson than that Emma Watson doll they made for Beauty and the Beast. Do you remember that thing? That thing was horrifying. It was the ugliest doll. I can't believe Disney ever put that out on the shelves. What, like, if you get a doll that ugly, you just say, scrap it, we gotta start over. That's not gonna work for us. But this mug is at least better looking than that, although still fairly creepy. And that is Show and Tell Friday! If you ever have anything cool you want to show me, like I had someone send me some of their Coke collection, like they took pictures of their Coca-Cola collection. That was really cool. Somebody else sent me something really cool the other day. God, I hope I'm not gonna remember it. Anyway, I love seeing your really cool collection stuff. So if you collect anything, I'm not talking just toys. I mean like anything. If you have like a huge collection of like glass bears or something, I don't know, I want to see it. Shoot me a text. 601-557-CAT1 is the number. 601-557-CAT1. I just want to see what's going on. Plants, if you collect a lot of plants, if you have a ton of plants or something. My mom always collected cow stuff, so we had a ton of cow stuff all over the house. If you have anything like that, just a lot of something very specific, that would be great. 601-557-CAT1. I'm gonna leave the gator there. Why not? He's great. All right. I think it's time then for us to get into the Morning Mews. The Morning Mews is the part of the show where I catch you up on the pop culture headlines so that you're not left behind anywhere. And we're gonna get started with Blake Lively. Now, Blake Lively actually told this story about 10 years ago on David Letterman. It's the time she went to Disney jail. For some reason, it started trending again, so here's the deal with it in case you don't want to sit down and watch the interview, which is entirely fair. Blake Lively was on David Letterman in 2009, and she talked about the time when she was a child, and she got put in Disney jail. Yeah, Disneyland jail. It's a real thing, and they take it very seriously, apparently. So she was 6, and she talks about how when you leave Disneyland, they'll stamp your hand. I don't know if they still do. Maybe not anymore, but back in the day, they used to stamp your hand. And then you could go out to the parking lot, spray hairspray on it, and then you transfer it, smash it down, and then it'll transfer onto somebody else's hand. Not saying that I've ever done this, but I know that the same thing works at your high school dances and your middle school dances. If you don't want to pay your school like $10, which, by the way, you already pay them with taxes, thank you so much. But if you don't want to pay your school the $10 to get into the dance at your high school's cafeteria, yeah, you can just spray a little bit of poop, smash it, bam. Now you both got to stamp into the dance. Hello, cheap date. Don't do that. It's bad. It's stealing. Anyway, so Blake Lively was talking about how you can do that, and she had a transferred stamp on her hand. She was 6 years old. So obviously it was like her parents. She talked about how her and her parents used to go to Disneyland all the time. And I believe that her parents live in Salt Lake City. So going to Disneyland once or twice a week, that definitely tracks. That's very, very Utah. And I'm assuming one of the adults just stamped her hand with their hand and they went back into the park. So she got caught with it. She talks about how she goes down under, like, into the air, into like the Disney jail area. She goes, you go into this building and it's all white. Like upstairs where there's beautiful everything Disney, everything's magical and colorful and bright and sparkly and makes sounds and stuff. She goes, you go down there, it is otherworldly. Like, it's all white. The walls are white. The floor is white. The ceiling is white. Everyone is wearing white. And they walk you back into this room and they sit you down and they interrogate you. And I was 6. Yeah, not cool, Disney. And she was just like, I just think it's weird that for a company that spends billions of dollars trying to attract and entertain and make kids happy, why were they so shocked that a kid tried to sneak in? That's ridiculous. So that's what the deal. If you see Blake Lively going around, it's not anything new. I was hoping we would get some new movies or something, but she's just talking about the Disneyland thing. All right, Michael Strahan. I didn't get a chance to get his picture up. But Michael Strahan, we all know him. He hosts the Live with Kelly and Michael. He used to be an NFL player. He's very famous. So handsome, by the way. Him and his mom did the Campbell Soup commercials, if you remember that. But he has this like signature gap between his front 2 teeth. And yesterday, he posted about how he's getting that gap fixed, quote unquote. He says he's gonna get it closed, and that's what was going on. Here's the thing though, his fans like melted down. They were like, Michael Strahan and the tooth gap are synonymous. You can't have one without the other. You know, you can't just do this. And they inundated him. They flooded him with messages like, don't fix it. We love it. It's your signature look. You're getting rid of like the thing that makes you unique. Why would you do that? And he revealed that it was all an April Fool's joke. He was never actually doing it. He never actually got it done. But he was really touched because he was just like, man, it's one thing that I know I might, it's an easy target. It's something that people pick on. Like, it's one of the first things. He goes, but I didn't realize how many of my fans genuinely loved it. And how important it was to them that I kept it. Isn't that sort of cute? I think that's really nice. So be nice to Michael Strahan and be nice to people with gap teeth. A man in New Mexico. Oh, this is so bonkers. A man in New Mexico was in the grocery store. He went to an Albertsons in Las Cruces. He was in there for about 10 minutes when he came out and discovered that the window in his back seat that he had left cracked had filled with 15,000 honeybees. So it is spring, it is swarming season, and I guess around this time, sometimes hives will split, so you'll have a huge hive, and then they split, a new queen takes half the hive, or a portion of the hive, and they go start another one, and that's how new hives get started, apparently. But in the meantime, they're just swarming, and they're looking for a home, and they're looking for any place to land. So it looks like this swarm landed in this guy's back seat. So he calls fire department. Fire department calls an off-duty firefighter who happens to have years of beekeeping experience. And he got in there and he goes, don't worry, everything's fine. Luckily, when they're swarming, they don't have a home to protect. So they're much more docile. They probably won't do anything. They're more intimidating than anything else. They won't do much. So he walks in there, and he ended up taking a half hour to get all 15,000 bees into an empty hive box, and he will be taking that hive box back to his house, where he already has like 4 or 5 hives himself. So he'll be taking that hive box, and he has more bees. So many free bees. If anybody called me and was just like, hey, I found like 15,000 lizards in my backseat. Do you want them? I'd be like, oh, yeah, I'll be right there. So that guy, that's like his luckiest day ever. Getting a new queen, a new hive for free? What's up? That's up. And finally, we have new music from Demi Lovato. The album is called Dancing with the Devil, The Art of Starting Over. It really details, I think, and it's a good album. It is good. It's almost reminiscent of, do you remember Kesha's Rainbow album? That, not Rainbow. Oh, what was it? God, I'm never gonna remember. It's the first album she put out with, after Dr. Luke, all of the Dr. Luke accusations went down, and she released Praying. It has, the first song on the album has praying vibes to me. And it really is about her kind of talking about her struggles with addiction and abuse and all of this stuff. And particularly her overdose in 2018, which left her temporarily blind for a while. She's talking about all of it in this new album. So check it out. It is on Spotify. I have only listened to about half of it. I didn't have a whole lot of time this morning to listen to all of it, but it sounds really good. I'm impressed. I think I could get really, really into it. And when I say I'm really, really into an album, I mean like nothing in this house has played for the last year besides Taylor Swift's Folklore, Taylor Swift's Lover. Evermore was just okay, so I haven't been listening to that one. Miley Cyrus's Plastic Hearts and Post Malone's Hollywood's Bleeding. That's all that I listen to. That's it. That's all the music that I listen to. So I could see definitely this album sneaking its way into that rotation. Again, Demi Lovato, The Devil Made Me Do It, The Art of Starting Over. You can find it right now on the Spotify. All right. Before we continue, I would like to thank you, everyone who is a member of our Patreon. Patreon.com/nightcatshow. You make a monthly donation, I take that money, and I make a show with it. It's super duper fun, and it's a really easy way to contribute to the show. It's honestly the best way to contribute to the show. Obviously, I love when you come watch. I love when you share the videos. It's great. But Cold Hard Cash definitely does a lot of the heavy lifting around here. You can become a patron for as little as $3 a month. $3 or $5 are what I'm asking for. You can join right now at patreon.com/nightcatshow. If you feel like donating a little extra, like a few of our higher paying donors, great. But again, man, I've said it a million times. Like, I understand not everyone can, can chip in. Not everyone's financially able to do that. I have been in a lot of situations where I really wanted to buy something or donate something, and especially Patreons. I've been in positions where I've been asked to donate to a lot of Patreons by a lot of people and podcasts that I love, and I just haven't been able to swing it in the past. So don't feel bad if you can't do it. I totally get it. But for those of you that can, I certainly appreciate the generosity. Patreon.com/nightcatshow. And don't forget, there is the first ever episode of Curiosity Killed Nightcat. That's our true crime paranormal podcast. It should be up right now. It should be in your inbox. It should be wherever you get your podcasts, my friend. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, wherever it might be. Look for the Nightcat Radio Podcast, because that's where Curiosity episodes are. The Curiosity episodes get transferred over to the Nightcat Radio Podcast. So look for the Nightcat Radio Podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Patreon, you get your episodes a week early. You will be getting episode 2 today. I'm just making some tweaks still. There are a couple things that I'm not happy with that I'm editing, but you should be getting that this afternoon, so look forward to episode 2. But everybody, you now have access to episode 1. Go download it, or else. Alrighty, let's check in with the chat. Let's see what's going on. Say hi to everybody. Good morning, Marissa, Erica, Zizor, Brooklyn is awake. Brooklyn, good morning, dear. She's not a real before 7 o'clock gal, so I'm very impressed. Great job. Good morning. Shelby, good morning. Oh, and good morning to Brooklyn's husband as well. Erica, hello, dear. Jessica, good morning. Oh, I know, Zizor. I was pretty concerned about those bees too, because I was afraid that he was just going to turn around into the Albertsons and get a can of Raid or something and try to take matters into his own hands. If you ever see a swarm of bees, just call someone. By the way, a beekeeper is an apiarist. Call a proper apiarist. And I'm sure, listen, that guy was jazzed to go take all those bees. That was his best day ever, a bunch of free bees. So if you call like a local beekeeper, or there are beekeeping stores here, this is the beehive state. You should be able to find a beekeeper, okay? Call them, they'll come and they'll deal with it. They are into it. So, or at least they'll have the resources to let you know what you gotta do. Which I think is pretty cool. Good morning, Kayla. How are you, dear? Nathan, Crin, Sadie, Doggone T. I'm so happy that you're all here. Sadie, thank you. Yes, this is, Angela Topag. She was commenting on. Angela is my favorite person from 90 Day Fiancé, besides maybe Danielle, who, by the way, started following the show on Instagram. Thank you so much. Danielle and Angela are my girls. I love them. And one of the things that Angela does on the show is she asks her daughter if she'll be an egg donor. And Angela's like, I can tote it. I just need your egg. So I got this tote bag that says, I can tote it, with Angela's beautiful face on it. I didn't realize how big it was. I ordered the big one, not knowing how big, so it's pretty impractical. But I do love taking it around places, because then I find the other 90 Day Fiancé fans, and I'm like, oh, good, friends. If they have no idea what I'm talking about, see you later. Peace out. Peace, punch, Captain Crunch. All right. Then let's keep it on going. It's time for us to get into the Encyclopedia Horrifica. This is just like a really fun, like, gross, scary, spooky, fun fact book. Paranormal stuff. It's from Scholastic. I'm assuming it was purchased at a book fair, but I got it for $1.79 at the Savers, and they probably paid, $8.99? Wow. That's very reasonable for children's books. Sometimes I look on the back of a children's book, it's like 4 pages long and it's bound by cardboard, and they're like $29. Why? That's crazy. Okay, this spread here, I love this book mostly because of all the cool pictures. It's full color, it's so cool. But this one is all about sea creatures. Captains and crewmen have long swapped stories of underwater teeth machines with fins, stories of swiftly moving behemoths that appear, destroy ships, and disappear, stories of creatures big enough to wrap their tentacles around a school bus, yet clever enough to hide from the humans for centuries. So, sea monsters. There's like the Kraken. You've seen him definitely in the Pirates of the Caribbean. Just giant squid. But then it turns out they dive to the bottom, and they did find a giant squid in 2004. So in 2004, we all thought the giant squid was extinct, and we all assumed that whatever people were seeing when they saw the Kraken was just a giant squid. Well, in 2004, a marine biologist caught their first glimpse of a living giant squid, which is pretty nuts. Scientists believe their slimy find once inspired Norway's myth of the ferocious Kraken. In 2006, the world was equally stunned when the researchers off the coast of Papua, Indonesia, announced that they had identified a new species of shark that walks on its fins. You gotta go Google pictures of that thing. It's so cute. But here's what I thought was the most interesting. So this here is called, I don't know, it's gonna be hard to see from there, but that is something being hoisted up out of the ocean. It's just got lots of teeth, and it's just a blob. They call it a globster. So here's the thing. The sperm whale is the largest toothed animal ever to inhabit Earth. In the past, decayed whale corpses have been mistaken for enormous sea serpents. Each of these so-called globsters is usually revealed to be a whale's fatty tissue. So literally, you'd see this big chunk of flesh and teeth, and it was just like a chunk of a sperm whale. It wasn't a full sperm whale. So it's just, all you see is like teeth and fatty chunks, and you see it sort of just slithering through the ocean, you assume that's a giant snake. That's a giant snake. Nope, just part of a whale carcass. Which, honestly, I don't know what's worse. I don't know if I would be more interested in dealing with a giant dead whale or a giant live sea serpent. Oh, I want to tickle the sea serpent's belly. Just give him little chin scratches, tickle his belly. So cute. They have the longest bellies. You gotta tickle forever. And that is the Encyclopedia Horrifica. Oh, so I do have to say real quick, we're not doing prize pond today. My phone has been acting weird all week, so I'm ordering a new part that should help things go along a little more smoothly, but we won't have it right now. So, thank you for watching anyway. I know everyone likes to play for the prizes. I love playing Prize Pond. It's so much fun, but we'll get that going again next week. In the meantime, though, I do want to check in. Aww. These are our caterpillars. We're gonna raise them into big, strong butterflies, and then we're gonna go to the park and release them. Now, this cup here, this cup is like full of monster caterpillars. Look at these things. These are like 2 or 3 times the size they were when I first got them here. Here, let's take a look at this belly. Oh, that's a good belly. I like that. Hello. Hello, little belly. So these guys are doing great. This cup, on the other hand, just not nearly as big, not eating nearly as much, not nearly as active. There's a little crunchy dude right down there. He hasn't moved since he got here, so I'm pretty sure he's dead. Everyone else, like, they're doing okay. They're moving slowly and they're eating, but they're certainly not as active as these guys over here in this cup. So that's what's going on with them. I'm suspecting, and like I said, the guys here on the left, they're pretty active, so I'm assuming we should have cocoons probably around this time next week. We'll keep checking in on them every day, check their progress. It would be really great, though, if we got some cocoons pretty quick. I just love these. Yeah, so caterpillars, it turns out, grow crazy fast. For those of you who are looking at them now and seeing just how big they got in like 2 days. There's some caterpillar species that I was reading about that will double in size every day until they build their cocoon, which is bonkers. So I don't know if these guys are. I mean, they're certainly on track. They're gigantic now, and when I got them, you could barely even see them. So I don't know. I'm having so much fun. I love butterflies. I love critters. I don't know if you can tell, but I love critters. I've got lots of critters around this house. All right, that's the Caterpillar Cam. Real quick, before we continue, I would like to plug our true crime tours. They went on sale exactly 1 week ago today, and they are over halfway sold out. They are starting at the end of April and the beginning of May. If you would like to get your tickets, they're going very quickly. The link is down in the description of this video. Just look for the link tree. Link tree will say linktr.ee/JacksonWitt. If you click on that, it'll take you to not only the True Crime Tours, but also to episode 13 of Nightcap with Nightcat. All sorts of videos, my social media. It'll take you anywhere you need to go. It'll take you to the merch store, anywhere. Link tree down in the description of this video. Oh, excuse me, my goodness. We're gonna have so much fun on these walking tours. Ah! Who's going? Tell me in the chat if you're going. I'm so excited to see you. And let's see. True Crime Tours, Caterpillar Cam, Encyclopedia Horrifica. We did the Patreon, we did the Morning Mews. We checked in with everyone, we did the opening bit. Nisha, you should be able to find them on Stitcher. I'm almost positive that Nightcat Radio, but by the way, Nightcat Radio, it's not just the Curiosity Killed Nightcat episodes I was telling you about. I also upload the audio from every Morning Announcements and every Nightcap with Nightcat video. That's all getting posted on the Nightcat Radio podcast. So you should be able to find that on any major one, including Stitcher. I haven't checked it, but I'm pretty positive. Brooklyn, that would be so fun. That would be a great birthday present. We would have a good time, for sure, going on a walking tour. Corinne, I'm excited you're going to be there. That's very good. I will see you Oh, I'm gonna see you so soon. Okay, well, I'm gonna just let you go. I think I'm talking in circles. I've taken up enough of your time. You're very busy people. Thank you so much for watching, for supporting the show, for helping us get through another week. Make sure, if you have anything fun going down this weekend, anything cool that you want to talk about, you shoot me a text to 601-557-CAT1. Anytime, just shoot me a text. Leave me a voicemail. I also love voicemails. Very, very fun. Check out the merch store. All of the official Nightcat merch is up there, nightcatmerch.com. You'll also find a ton of really cool toys in the Nightcat Toy Shack over there, so go check that out as well. Patreon.com/NightCatShow. I told you all about. Get the audio for this episode and all the other episodes on nightcatradio.com, including the first ever episode of Curiosity Killed Nightcat. Listen, I know that there were a ton of people who loved Saturday Morning Serial, the podcast that I hosted while I was on the radio. This is basically the same thing. So, if you would like to watch, or if you'd like to relive those glory days, Curiosity Killed Nightcat, make sure to tell your friends. I know a lot of your friends were also into it. They might not be on YouTube this morning, but you can tell them to go download Curiosity Killed Nightcat on the Nightcat Radio podcast. All right, I'm going to let you go. I'll let the fish take over. Have a great weekend. I will see you Monday. Bye. Bye, bye, bye. Okay, I had to pop back in. So that's an incredibly rare sighting that you just had. That's a coolie loach is what they're called. Coolie loaches, they look like little eels, and they are invisible. They hide. I have 3 of them in this tank, and I never see them. So I was moving it over to the other fish tank, but I had to show you the coolie loaches because they're so